What's up, guys? Today we're going to be reacting to Stop Killing Games is Starting to Turn on Itself by Endymion TV. I honestly don't like the title of this because this gives me a bad feeling. I'm a big supporter of Stop Killing Games. I really love the movement that they're having, but this makes me have worry that this is starting to get down to that corporate rot that I fear so much it will take it over and twist it or just outright get rid of it. But let's get into this, find out.
This is why we can't have nice things. Every time people start coming together to make great things happen, like what is going on with Stop Killing
Bad actor
Games,
gets in
we
there.
have people also trying to pull it all down. So what happened? Well, I'll be getting into that, and later on there's more concerning news that is also threatening SKG's reach as well. Firstly, Ross Scott, the creator of Stop Killing Games, has been reaching out to people in the games industry to help get Stop Killing Games more reach so that it can survive. But before we begin, this video is sponsored by Snacksy, and I've officially partnered and launched the Endymion TV Snacksy League, and yes, you can still join right now. If you click the link in the description, you'll be entered into the league right away. Just jump right in and get started earning your own points. The goal is that everyone who participates will be competing to earn as many Snacksy coins as possible by playing the games that they enjoy. And I have actually been tracking it. Here's the current top 5 players in the league, as you can see here. First place is currently sitting at a crazy 70,000 coins earned, with second place at 37,000. Whoever you guys are in first and second place, you two are pushing like crazy, man, and it's awesome to see. But there is a disclaimer. These are not live results, it's just what I can currently see, so actual numbers right now may vary. Also, yes, the emails are obscure for privacy reasons, just so you know. There's plenty of competition right now, so it's going to be cool to see who wins the top prizes, and there's still time to secure those rewards, guys. Anyways, the top 5 winners will earn their gift cards ranging from $200 to $50, and you can then spend those gift cards on Eneba.com to redeem all sorts of things. You can get gift cards, subscriptions to various services, in-game currency, or digital.
When I was a kid, they even had shit like this. You know what I always think? It was always a scam, man. I'm sorry, but I'm not saying this is a scam. I'm saying the coins you would earn were so tiny, so small, that you would have to play all day, pretty much all day, every day, to make anything from it. If you played like a game all day and earned coins all day, did all this shit all day, yeah, I would say, yeah, you could treat it like a full-time job. You'd probably get about $200, but that's working a 12-hour shift. You have to be maximum proficiency. 12 hours of playing mobile games. And if you're lucky, you could probably see about $200. And that's if you're lucky. I mean, I'm talking about you're aiming for the max, and you're hitting those goals back to back. And the second you hit that goal, and there's no more coins you can earn in that game, you close it out and you go to the next one. It's hell. And I know somebody that did that shit. I couldn't do that. I know somebody who did surveys all day. It's their full-time job. No, I wish I could do that shit. I don't understand how she was doing that. She'd be doing it for 8 hours a day, and she'd get about $200 a day from doing surveys. She get some that are 8 cents a survey, some that are a penny a survey, some would even be $1, sometimes $5 for a survey. I'm like, the fuck? You could just get paid for doing surveys? Cool.
Game codes that you can then use on Steam, Xbox, Amazon, PayPal, PlayStation, whatever you want to do with it. And also an important reminder, even if you don't win the league, every coin you earn is still yours, and you can use them also on Eneba.com too. So you lose nothing by playing.
Judging by the thumbnail, they're trying to cancel him. They're trying to put a stop killing games. And the people that are more likely doing this are people that either do not understand the movement, don't care about the movement, or they are people who stand to financially gain from things staying the way they are, or changing to where you own less.
Progress is good progress when it comes to this league, so get right in there. Again, it's entirely free to sign up, and if you think you have what it takes to earn those rewards and climb that leaderboard, click the link in the description, set your username, and get started. Let's see who comes out on top. Thanks again to Snacksy, and now back to the video. One of these people that Ross Scott has reached out to publicly is Notch. You know, the guy who made Minecraft and became a billionaire when he sold the whole thing to Microsoft some years ago. Yeah, that guy. Here's what Ross said on Twitter that got people really, really mad. At Notch, if you're still interested in helping Stop Killing Games, let me know. We got a lot of things in play now and it's looking promising. I'm sure you're busy with levers and chests, but if you or someone helping you get a chance, send me a message or email sometime.
I can't tell if Notch gonna say something really fucked up in return, or if they're just mad that he reached out to Notch, because there's some serious allegations against the guy named Notch, and I say allegations because if I remember right, none of them were proven. I can't remember what the allegations were, but I remember there were allegations. But hopefully it's not the allegations. But I'm also hoping it's not Notch being a fucking dickhead.
You see, because Ross reached out to Notch and others like him, this is apparently now a bad thing. Because Notch is a racist man who is whatever buzzword some...
Oh yeah, the racist allegations. I don't believe though there's any like strong evidence to actually support that, and it was just people calling names.
But he wants to attach to him, I guess. Objectively speaking, reaching out to Notch is a good thing, okay? The guy is, again, a billionaire thanks to Minecraft, and whether people want to admit it or not. Having somebody like a Notch on your side when it comes to something as important as Stop Killing Games is, probably a good idea. But no, it's bad, actually.
You want some people like that who've got money on your side, because they're more likely to invest money to help the movement keep going. If y'all think he really is this racist and all that shit, fine. But if he's all for Stop Killing Games, I don't give a fuck if he's done things to other horrible things. I don't care. I do, but I don't. What I'm saying is his money's still green, and he could help do something good for the world. Like I say this more like for the world, but like the community. He could do something more good for the community, which would be to put a stop to these like anti-consumer practices that already should have had a stop put to it, but our government has not put a stop to it. If y'all understand what I mean. And like once it's done and all that, like y'all don't have to associate with him. Y'all can call him whatever the fuck you want. Even if he's supporting, call him whatever the fuck y'all want. But like his money's still green, and it's for a good cause. You got people that are super against Stop Killing Games, and when I say people against Stop Killing Games, I mean millionaires are against Stop Killing Games, because how they make their millions is you don't own your fucking game. You own nothing about it. That's how they get. It's profitable. It's more profitable if you don't own it, because then they can shut it down and then make another game, and then you have to migrate to the other game if you want to continue to play. Or they can microtransaction the hell out of it, and they don't have to pay for extra work to be done to have it where it can be played offline.
In fact, it's so bad, we need to now cancel Ross Scott. Yeah, the guy running SKG, because how dare he reach out to anyone regardless of their political sightings to, help save the integrity of video games as a whole. As this one user replied, I understand that mega corporations are destroying gaming history and ownership rights, but Notch is problematic. You should look for some other...
Oh, look, problematic. I don't give a fuck if he's problematic or not. Problematic. Are you fucking retarded? His money is still green. If you need money, you need money. If Stop Killing Games isn't backed by money, and like they stop getting money coming in, if other people say no, and you go to Notch last, and he's gonna say, "Oh, well, was your last choice?" I'm like, he's more likely not going to help you. And then when the funding stops coming in, what I'm saying, when the funding stops coming in, the movement dies. Then the things go back to the way they were before. And I'm not talking about where we own our shit. No, I'm talking about you own nothing. Nothing will be done for another fucking 20 years. And then in 20 years, maybe something will be done. Or maybe it'll be another 20 years of nothing being done for consumer rights. I'm like, oh my god, are like people's... Sorry. I got a little bit too much into that one. I'm just saying, this was just so stupid. I don't get it.
Billionaire patron that isn't problematic to support you. Oh my god, man. This is why we can't do anything right these days.
You can't have nice
things. So mad at political sightings. that you really can't see the objective goal that's right in front of you because you're so worried about who you're standing shoulder to shoulder with. Here's another person who said, Notch is a racist, misogynistic, transphobic, far-right conspiracy theorist.
Okay. I'm going to have some fun real quick. I don't know what's going to pop up when I go to hit that search bar. I don't want anyone to see that. Is Notch a proven racist? All right, there we go. Fuck. Ugh. Deemed racist. Deemed racist. Okay. Deemed homophobic, racist, and misogynistic. They deemed it. Okay, that doesn't make much sense right there. Well, can they show me the statements? Okay. Marcus Notch Pearson, the creator of Minecraft, has been widely criticized for making statements on social media deemed racist, transphobic, homophobic, and misogynistic. Because of these public comments, Microsoft distanced itself from him, removing his name from the game's splash screen and excluding him from the 10-year anniversary celebration of Minecraft in 2019. Fucked up. Controversial statements beginning around 2017. Notch used his Twitter account to share posts that were widely condemned as problematic. I hate the word problematic because it means somebody got offended, and more odds are it's not actually even problematic. This included expressing views supporting IQ differences. Well, yeah, between races and engaging in topics described as far-right, anti-feminist, and anti-Semitic. See, described. I had to see this before I can know anything about this. Let's see. There is an IQ difference, I believe. But I think that stems to who goes to college, who goes to school, who actually pay attention, and do I think it? No, I'm not trying to be racist, but I'm saying some people don't have the money to go to school or college. I don't have the money to go to college. I'm gonna tell you right now, there are people who have a different skin color than I do. They are way fucking smarter than I am, but I don't think it defines really their skin color. I don't think it's because of their skin color. I think it's because of where they grew up and the fact that college is so fucking expensive. I'm like, college is thousands upon thousands of dollars. I'm like, in student loans, man, that shit's scary. I'm like, I can't blame anybody for not wanting to go to college. So maybe, okay, I'm gonna say, just let's say for the sake. Let's say, okay, Notch is racist. I don't care still. His money is still green, and he's still, got buckets of money. And he could do good for the community. He could. Whether you like it or not, he could.
I actually care about your movement, and associating with him will certainly be a stain on what you're trying to accomplish.
Here's a stain. Look at fucking Ubisoft, Microsoft. Look at any game company that releases a live service game. Go read through those terms of service. Go read. Not just through your single player games. No, I'm talking about your multiplayer, your live service, your single player, your co-op, your any game you got. Go read through the terms of service. That's not physical. Hell, even read through the physical games. Read the terms of service. Tell me what's really a stain.
Yeah, let's just start slinging stuff all around like it's nothing. And by the way, guys, Notch could probably sue you for saying stuff like that. Well, and I don't really think you'd have the pockets to really face him in court. But again, this is what I mean. It's problematic to have a guy who cares about games preservation to reach out to people in the games industry, regardless of their politics, because Ross Scott realizes that this is bigger than what side of the bird that you voted for. This is what people need to realize here, okay? This is not a political issue in a normal sense, I guess.
This movement is bigger than any of us, and it's bigger. To me, it's bigger than politics, and I don't think politics should really lean into stop killing games. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care what gender you identify as. I don't care about any of that, and you shouldn't care either. I don't care what race you are. I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, only thing you should care about is the preservation of games, which means more consumer rights to us, the gamers, the people who buy digital goods. Because this could also spread to stuff like DVDs and owning your own owning digital goods that you purchase with your hard-earned cash. Like, really think about that for a second. Funimation. Funimation closed down. And if something you bought on Funimation was not, hell, I don't even know if they transferred the deals that were on Funimation to Crunchyroll. But I know if it was on Funimation and it was not on Crunchyroll, you were just fucked. They just removed it from your library because Funimation closed down. And there's nothing you can do about it because in the license, you don't own it. The same thing happened to PlayStation. The PlayStation had anime you could buy. I had Assassination Classroom Season 1 on my PlayStation. Well, they removed all that. I don't own any of that. I can't go watch it on my PlayStation. I don't have a site I can just go to and watch it anymore through my account I paid for it. No, it's just gone. Gone. Kaput. I'm like, if I want to watch it, I either gotta go buy it on DVD, go to an anime streaming site it's on, or not watch it.
Your preservation of video games and your ownership should not be viewed as some political leaning that matters.
It should not be.
I don't care who you are,
stupid.
what you voted for, or what side you're on. Can we all agree that none of this matters right now? Because stuff like having your rights and ownership taken away from you matter way more than who you voted for in an election cycle. Don't people on all sides of politics play video games? Are we really going to split this movement down the middle with an axe? Because you can't see yourself supporting a movement because the Minecraft guy got reached out to help. Are we being serious? This is why nothing can get done. Because everyone is so stupidly rigid, Ben, when it comes to like anything. Who cares if Notch is conservative right now? Objectively, he would be a good person to have alongside Stop Killing Games. You know that it's true whether you like the guy or not. I'm sure there's left-wing people I find annoying who are in favor of Stop Killing Games too, but I'm also not a child. So I'm not going to suddenly revoke my support and claim the whole movement needs to be thrown into the fire because somebody I disagree with is attached to something I agree with too. Because this is bigger than any one of us, okay? Notch might be problematic to many, but he's still an important voice either way. The guy objectively still made one of the most popular games in Minecraft. So why would you not think having him involved to some capacity would...
Minecraft is like a there shouldn't be a soul that doesn't know the name of Minecraft. Because like it is just such a massive game. Now yes, it's lost a bit of popularity since Microsoft took over, but it's still a massive game.
Not be a good thing, it would be. One user had Common Sense at least where they said this. Comments here are the definition of cutting off your nose to spite your face. Adding big names like this only helps the movement. Exactly this. The truth is we need more people who are big in games or wherever to get involved with this. Because our digital ownership rights are not going to care about your politics. Like in the end, regardless of what's going on in your head, we all want our games to be ours when we pay for them. Can you agree with that at least? That's a universal right. It's the whole point of this. You had another person as seen here who says that Ross Scott of SKG is also bad because he's been on Marty O'Donnell's show before.
Ross Scott's try not to collaborate with right-wing nutjobs challenge impossible. I want you to look at this. Look at that flag. Look at that person's face. Ross Scott's try not to collaborate with right-wing nutjobs. Yes, honey, we're the nutjobs. Yes. People that are right-leaning, yes, we are the nutjobs. Yes. Sure. Sure. Yeah, sure. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
As well, who's a conservative man if you don't know. Marty is also, as you likely know, the composer of Halo and Destiny. The guy has contributed some of the most
Marty
iconic
O'Donnell?
music in video game
That's fucking
history.
badass.
But his accomplishments and talent are just null and void now because he doesn't align politically. Like, oh my god, man.
I don't
Listen
give
to
a fuck.
yourselves, okay? We need everyone on board for this. This video exists to
political
make sure
opinion's your
people out
political
here
opinion.
are
You're
not
entitled to that.
letting their stupid political nonsense get in the way of the goal here. Like, I don't really like places like Kind of Funny or Second Wind, right? That's very public. If you watch this channel, you would know that. But if either of those groups got involved with Stop Killing Games, I'm not going to complain about it. If IGN showed their support, or GameSpot even, despite places like IGN who have tried to
They would
sabotage
never.
games they don't like politically with hit pieces. The be-all end-all result is that more awareness is always a good thing for a movement like this. You can't, as they say,
Like
be
that's
the
what we're
kind
calling
of
this
person who
political
can't
game.
see the forest from the trees. I don't even know if I'm using that analogy correctly. It doesn't matter, okay? We need all the help
Can't
we
see the
can
forest
get.
from the trees.
But then
It's
you
true.
also have people like this, oh my god, who said first that Marty now Notch, are you a you-know-what? Listen to yourselves, man.
PJ Armertag, man, you are chronically online. Are you an effing imbecile? No, but you fucking are, because you were so politically captured that you cannot set your differences aside for the greater good. But you expect just everyone to bend the knee to you, to your political beliefs, because that's what kind of person you are. You inevitably want people to bend the knee to your political beliefs. Nobody else can go against you. No, that should be illegal. Yeah. Dictatorship.
These people are willing to let everything go into
Whatever.
the pits of nothingness just because they can't stomach being aligned with something that doesn't agree with them 100% on things. Are we really that far gone as a people? You would
hope
rather
not.
let everyone drown than grab the hand of a person because you don't align with them. Are you being serious?
They
That's
probably
crazy.
would.
These
I hate
people
to
are,
be
I
mean,
mean,
but
they're
they
obviously too
probably would.
terminally online. But circling back to that Marty O'Donnell post, one person tried to see reason and said, we really do not need to make Stop Killing Games a partisan thing. For the love of God, do not make this a partisan thing. And the original poster would then say, his choice of people to reach out to has been partisan.
Look, you are okay. You know what? I'm going to be the most mean person right now. You are an ugly, retarded bitch. And I say retarded because you're stupid. Your statement right here is stupid. There is no we. You're right, there is no we, because you're not part of us. You are honestly like just a fucking poser, a tourist. You don't actually support the movement. You don't give a fuck about the movement. You give a fuck about your political view. And you don't play games, you don't buy games. You're a political fucking nutjob who has nothing better to do with your life but to try to sabotage people that are trying to do something good for the community. And that is what drives me nuts. Like, his choice of people to reach out to has been partisan. My ass, go fuck yourself. I would reach, if it were me and I were in his shoes, I would reach out to anybody and everybody that's in the game industry. Except maybe people that are accused of touching children or anything like that. But somebody like say like they're accused of being racist just because of some political beliefs they have. I'm gonna reach out to him. Like, I'd reach out to him. He's got money to back this. His name is still big, and have him sign it, like say like, "Hey, I support this." I'm like, that's a big step. That is a big help. But like, honestly, you do not give a fuck about this movement. You don't. I'm sorry to be mean, but you, honest to God, do not give a shit about this movement. And if anyone trying to say, oh, she does, or this person does, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't believe it. This statement here alone, and the one they made before, tells me they don't. And if you say they do, I'm just going to say they are a tourist. Because if they actually gave a shit, they wouldn't care who's backing this petition. Because at the end of the day, the Stop Killing Games movement is to try to be a pro-consumer, make companies pro-consumer for us, that we own our games, and but because they align themselves, you get contacted somebody, they didn't align with your political views, you now have a problem with it. You are a fucking tourist. So please, fuck off.
is no we. They mean Ross Scott in this instance, so these people are actually drawing lines in the sand and saying that Stop Killing Games would be
That's okay.
better off to fall apart indefinitely and forever if it means that they would need the help of Notch or Marty to further strengthen
Fuck
the
those
cause or
tourists.
actually win in the end. Like, this is why we can't have nice things. Because people are brainwashed and being really stupid. Another person tries to bring common sense to the table and says this: what's really important about the preservation of art is that we make sure the people supporting it all support the exact same things I do with no deviations allowed. That's how you build a movement, by being as exclusionary and ideological as possible. And this person...
Oh my fucking god. I still stand by my statement. You were fucking retarded. Riri, you are stupid. You need to go to a hospital and get some help. Now, that is my opinion and my educated guess that this person has some like mental issues. And I'm not even talking about the flag. I'm talking about like their statements here is just completely stupid. And I'm sorry to be mean, but at the same time, I'm not. Because the statements they made are so stupid. And like, see, this person like made a sensible like argument. And the only thing that this person come up with, racist are bad. Really? Really? Is that all you got to say, honey? You couldn't think of an actual, like, I don't know, valid argument? Oh, no, you couldn't? Well, what a shame. Now, do us all kindly a favor. Step to the fucking side and shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch.
says in response that racists are bad. Like, who is racist? Marty O'Donnell? What? Because he's a Republican? That's why? And what have you contributed that makes you the arbiter of what's good or not in games over Marty O'Donnell of all people? The guy who, again, worked on the original Halo games and created arguably one of the best FPS franchises of all time until it was, ruined by other studios. Marty's voice is important, as is Notch's. Same with Ross Scott's, or really anyone else of any prolific fame that can in some way help further the cause of this movement. These people are being morons, okay? Thankfully, there is some common sense in these comment sections like this person. Ignore anyone who starts playing the ism and ist game. Yes, we 100% need voices like Notch. Whether Triggered Snowflakes like it or not, he is one of the biggest players in gaming, and that's really how...
It's true. When I was a kid and Minecraft first released, everybody loved Notch. He was our fucking hero. Like, in Minecraft, he was seen as like the god of Minecraft because he was the creator of Minecraft. He has a huge name in the gaming industry. Now, is he widely liked? Obviously not, because his statements, from what I'm still trying to understand, are interpreted to be racist and probably bad. But does that mean we should not? That we shouldn't ask for his help for the Stop Killing Games movement? No, that motherfucker's got a big ass name behind him. Yeah, I'm gonna. If it were me, I would go fucking ask him, like, hey man, can you please sign this and like back us on like Stop Killing Games movement? Can you give us support? I'm not gonna put my selfish thoughts or my selfish desires first and screw everybody else because myself, me alone has a grudge against him. That is called being selfish. And like, if you're like making a movement and it's meant for the people, one selfish person should not ruin it for everybody else.
How you should be looking at this. We need as much help as we can get when it comes to this movement. It's not a political thing at all. This is that we should all be in favor of it because we will benefit greatly from it all succeeding. Because while I'll get back to these idiots trying to sabotage and cancel Ross Scott from doing good work, let me prove to you why something like SKG is so important right now, because things are moving that really want to ruin everything. And maybe if we had more voices on these subjects, more reach, I don't know, we could do better. Well, look at the Reddit for SKG as seen here. So the open web itself, in the UK especially right now, is trying to effectively suffocate any and all digital freedoms from their users.
Stop Killing Games, the open web is being blocked down and games will die with it. Are they talking about like web games that can be played in the browser? Because of the online safety, I can almost assume. That would be so fucked. That would kill so many games. Because like they wouldn't be accessible in the UK. And if the developers are in the UK, Well, maybe like if you, they'd probably still have to lock them behind ID. But maybe if they're saying like they're going to just completely lock them down and say like they're not even playable with an ID, well then that would just in the UK, any developers in the UK would literally have to take their game down. That would literally be just the end of it. Done, dead, kaput. And if they didn't, the UK might come after them.
Some of these include the UK Online
Fuck.
Safety Act, also the Digital Age Assurance Act, and more that are all working in
I could be
tandem
wrong.
to actualize a future where the people in the UK
A
will have
government-
effectively no rights. When it
They
comes
have
to
a
anything
government
involving their
dictatorship
digital
at the moment.
ownership of not just games, okay, but everything. The reason why this particular problem is so troubling is because these acts are designed to not only stifle how you can express yourself online even, which is, yes, freedom of speech
Anti-freedom
or
of-
lack thereof it really in the UK, but these laws
They're
will
taking away
also
freedom of
affect
speech.
and destroy other things that have direct correlations to what SKG is trying to do. Think modding communities. Those will be banned overnight. Private
Oh my
servers for
fuck.
games as well. Those cannot be legally allowed to exist either if these laws are in place and doing what they're doing. Because those servers by definition are controlled by independent hands and not the UK government in this instance. This
Oh,
also
no.
affects platform controls, which ties into consoles like PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and even Steam too. Meaning that if such laws become rampant, the momentum and future of what SKG is trying to achieve cannot legally even be allowed to exist in the first place. Because
the
the very
UK.
focal point of what SKG stands for would go against the laws and regulations within somewhere like the UK. These laws, the UK I mean, are trying to implement further, will also, by the way, put age-restricted gates on everything. But it will also affect stuff like open source tools and stuff like
fuck,
game preservation, which, yes, ties directly into, older games being preserved, obviously, and kept alive. Which is, yeah, a big point of SKG, as we all know. SKG confirms, as you can see here, stop killing games.
We got greedy government officials reaching for power to take more power and more control over the people. They do not want people to have freedom. They want to control everything you do. I mean, everything that you do. Anything you see, they want to control it. If they don't want you to see it, you're not going to see it. So then they get to push their propaganda onto you. And you will only see what they want you to see. You will see nothing else. It's a government dictatorship is what's going on. And like when next election comes around for the UK, I doubt that the party's going to stay in office unless they say, "Well, we're going to stay in office because because we say basically because we say so because we believe people are going to just take us out because they don't like what we did." And like, yeah, it's called an election. If you don't do what the people you aren't in favor of the majority of the people, they're not going to keep you in office. That's why there's a voting system. And I'm like, and if there's not going to be an election, I question: are the people going to rise up and they're going to force it? Like, what's going to happen? Is the police or your army going to do something about it? Or are they going to rise up and say like, hey, you need to get the fuck out of office because you lost the voting system, you lost the votes? I'm like, what's going to happen? Or do they just take over and it's just fucking it? And it's just the end of the UK's freedom of speech, period.
Has signed a joint statement with groups including Mozilla, EFF, Open Rights Group, Tor Project, Proton, Big Brother Watch, Internet Society, and others about the risks of current UK online safety policy. Why this matters is because if the open web is effectively blocked from being able to exist and operate as it would be right now, which would then allow everyone regardless of where we live to, communicate like we would. I mean, you being able to see this video right now no matter where you live in the world is kind of also the reason
It'd
why
be put
this
to a
is very
stop.
important, because that could be affected by this too. Is that with the internet restricted, right, and segregated into multiple walled off locations that are being determined
would
by
become
who is
popular.
allowed to speak or exist here or there, this effectively
Not a good
destroys
thing.
stuff killing games and the ability to preserve these games for the global audiences, which is everybody.
hell,
As
man.
SKG details here,
scary.
right, the entire point of it is to preserve games through various means. This includes private servers, mod communities, or open source tools and access to things like Discord, wikis, and forums, like just to name a few. And none of these things can reasonably exist or operate if laws like what the UK are trying to push become reality. Again, is anything I said or showed you related to how you voted or whatever? No, because this is not an issue of left versus right. This is us versus big scary companies trying to control everything, and then you having really no way of fighting back. So there was
Like, there's some brain dead people that are literally trying to sabotage a good movement because they're people that they don't politically align with are for it, or they're trying to get people that they are not politically aligned with them for the movement because they have a big name. I'm like, dude, you're going to fuck this all up for the rest of us. I'm like, it's like the old saying, one bad apple can ruin the orchard. I believe that's how it was. Like, one bad apple, which means like one person can fuck it up for the rest of us, is what I'm trying to say. And that this is what could happen. Like, one bad actor can ruin it for the rest of us, and then we're all fucked. There is no second chance. We're just all fucked.
one game that SKG brings up, which is Urban Dead. This is an MMO that's web browser based, that's with like zombies and stuff, and it has been playable for about 20 years, as delistedgames.com reported in March 2025. Urban Dead has already been destroyed and taken offline thanks to, all who could have guessed it, the Online Safety Act. I'll let the Urban Dead devs explain why, so let me read this for you. Sad to have announced that Urban Dead will be closing down on Friday 14th March 2025 due to an upcoming change in UK website legislation. I can't speak, I'm sorry. The Online Safety Act comes into force later this month, applying to all social and gaming websites where users interact, and especially those without strong age restrictions. With the possibility of heavy corporate-sized fines even for solo web projects like this one, I've reluctantly concluded that it doesn't look feasible for Urban Dead to be able to continue operating. And as I say there, it's been almost 20 years running, but Urban Dead is, well, now dead, because again, laws like
19 years, 8 months, and 11 days. Congratulations, UK government. You're an absolute fucking tool. And I hope that they fucking get voted out and that you get somebody in office that doesn't have a fucking dictator name, that actually does things for the people. You know, like Trump does, like for the people, things for the people, and not against the people. It's so fucking stupid, man. Like, it's crazy the world we're coming up into. Hell, man, I'm 27. I'm like, I can't imagine being a kid and like seeing this shit. And like, I'd be terrified. And like, the only reason I say anything about this kind of shit right here, the Safety Act and all that, it was, and like, I'm maybe in America, but this shit's been proposed to be passed in America as well, with vague laws and all that shit. And I have a friend that says, "Oh, it don't affect us right now. It don't affect me, so I don't care." I'm like, that's the problem. It doesn't affect you right now. But what about tomorrow? Or the next day? Or next week? Or next month? Or next year? What happens when they decide that they're going to pass this law? You said nothing. You did nothing to like, anything. I say anything against it in the UK. So therefore, your silence is taken as compliance, so that you're okay with this. So like, it's more likely to get passed in the US. That's the reason I'm here on YouTube. I want to share my opinion. If you do not agree with my opinion, that's fine. But I want to make my word heard, my voice heard. It's scary shit, man.
The Safety Act have completely cut games like it at the knees, and there can be no game preservation due to the laws in which these developers live within, which is obviously the UK. Again, need I say more about why maybe having voices or influences like Notch or Marty or Donald, like this could all be a good thing for stuff like this, right? Marty, in case you don't know, he's running for governor in his state. Notch is, again, a billionaire with far-reaching ties in the industry and beyond. So we kind of do need all hands on deck here, because while people are too busy complaining and crying that I don't like this person being a part of this movement that I'm into, these legislations and their laws are coming whether you like them or not, and they're not going to care about who they affect. Like,
Yeah.
what happened to Urban Dead is exactly why game preservation, open source tools, and a free internet is needed. Because
That's
it
sad,
goes
man.
against the entire
Nearly 20
concept of
years.
game preservation, when it's basically illegal to preserve the very games that you want to protect. As SKG says here, if laws are written in a way that assumes that every online service is a giant platform with lawyers, compliance teams, ID verification systems, app store integration, and moderation infrastructure, then small communities get squeezed out. The result is not just inconvenience, it can mean servers shut down, tools disappear, mods become harder to distribute, and fan projects become legally unsafe to run. This is not only a UK issue. Yes, because it isn't. It's not going to stop just in the UK. Something like this is
It'll
already
spread.
trying to be pushed in the United States too, as SKG says here. There's the Digital Age Assurance Act, or AB 1043, which, as they detail there, could also mirror what the Online Safety Act is doing in the UK
This be
already,
fucked.
but now over in the United States. It would mean that any game or web browser, whatever, that includes Twitter and then some, made in America, which is a lot of things, would also be under the boot heel of this Californian law if it goes into effect, meaning even less freedom. Yes, game preservation would be gone, and resources would be very
United States, like Congress, here's what my dad's always told me. It's like Congress will always pass laws chipping away at the Constitution. They're not just going to outright break the Constitution. What they're going to do is slowly chip away at it. Chip away at the law one at a time. Here's a small law that makes a slight change to the Constitution. Then here's another one that makes a slight change to the Constitution. Here's another one that makes a slight change to the Constitution. Here's another one. Just chipping away. Chip, chip, chip. Until they can finally just pretty much get around it. Just completely remove it. Pretty much remove the Constitution. Or make it as strict as absolute possible.
not available at all, honestly. And
It's
again,
not
not just
hard
video
enough.
games, right? It's your right to speak and say what you want to too. So do I think it's morally right to maybe cast away this stupid partisan issue nonsense and realize, hey, we actually all do need to band together here. Yes,
we do.
Stop looking at this like it's some liberal or conservative issue nonsense. Okay, because when that tidal wave comes, do you really think it's going to care who you voted for? You're going to be
Nope.
swept away, okay? And torn to pieces no matter what.
You're fucked.
Unfortunately, this open letter that SKG signed with the other groups is not, as of right now anyways, something that we as users can really sign ourselves, but the point is to bring awareness to this either way, to show that we're serious about it. Because if we just lay back and do what those other people in this video that I showed you were doing, we might as well as just, accept our fate pretty much. Like the Online Safety Act especially has done nothing, dude, but cause problems because it is, by definition, a Trojan horse. It's designed
It
to act
is.
as if it's only being implemented because it aims to protect the children. Yeah, we haven't heard that before. But the children in this
See, that is all a lie, which has been proven time and time again that deal protect the children is actually just disguised to say, yeah, we want to monitor everything you do, any site you visit, we want to see that. Anything you look up, we want to see that. At any time you access the internet, we want to see that. We want to see what you're doing. Like, that's what it is. 100%. Like, it's been proven.
case, like always, are just scapegoats, right? They're really being used as leeway so that these governments can gain control over what they really want to do, which is, you and me. And that is why the movement of Stop Killing Games has represented something so unique, okay? Because it was finally something that everyone could be united in pushing together because at its core, it's simple. We
I
just
thought
want to
everyone
own
was
our
united.
games, okay? Your politics, your platform, what genres you like to play, it doesn't matter. It's all going to be nothing, okay, if these things get worse. So why this bothers me is because instead of focusing entirely on preservation and consumer rights like we should be doing, this conversation is now being hijacked by bad actors who are trying to say who can and cannot be allowed to support such a movement like this, which is insane.
It's funny, like, because these same people will preach inclusivity, but then when somebody joins in that they disagree with, then they're all like, oh, we can't allow that, we can't allow that. What happened to that inclusivity? What happened to that shit, huh? You were just preaching it 5 minutes ago, now where the fuck did that go?
to me. And all of that is
imbeciles.
going to do is just create these fractures that we really don't need right now. Actually, it's probably what these governments and other groups would want us to do, because if we're all
Fight
too
amongst
busy,
ourselves.
infighting and yelling at each other saying who can do this and whatever, they can just do whatever they want instead. And look, okay, regardless of what you think of Ross Scott, Marty O'Donnell, or say even Notch, okay? Ultimately, what this is going to come down to and why it needs to stop before it gets worse is what we can only call purity politics. So this just ends up making everything even stupider, because it's no longer how can this person or whoever help this cause. But it then becomes, should we let this person even near the cause, which is crazy to me to even consider. Because when things like this are not addressed, what they end up doing is eating these sorts of movements alive until there's nothing left. These people are like
It'll completely
termites,
fuck
right?
the
And they're not
movements.
even realizing that they're eating the very ship that is keeping them from drowning, because they're morons at sea. But it makes complete sense to me why Ross
Pretty
Scott
good
would
analogy,
want
actually.
a Notch or Marty, whoever, right, a part of this. Because bringing in people with larger audiences or maybe industry recognition, it makes strategic sense in the long run. Especially when it comes to Notch. If this movement starts shifting itself into caring about who is helping it, it's just going to pivot what the actual cause is fighting to protect in the first place. It then becomes, I don't know, I guess internet tribalism is probably a good way of putting it. Yeah, let's fight about that while our digital ownership is at stake. Good idea, guys. What could go wrong? And this is where Stop
Well,
Killing
fuck
Games
their shit up.
risks making a serious mistake if we don't stop doing this right now. Because if the movement becomes more focused on ideology, gatekeeping
Well, then, yeah.
nonsense, than preserving the games, the whole reason why this exists, why we're here, it's just going to weaken itself, right? Massively. And
It will make it look like we're unorganized. We'll be fighting each other, and then nobody will take us seriously. And then when nobody takes us seriously, they're not going to take the movement seriously. And when they don't take the movement seriously, nothing will change.
that's a terrible situation to be in, because we don't have to do that. Because whether these people agree, consumer right movements succeed when they are broad and accessible and, focus on the issue itself. And not when they start narrowing the list of acceptable supporters and, like I said, making this all a purity test. We've
It's
seen this
definitely a
happen too
purity
often
test.
already. A movement is growing, people rally around a common thing, and then internal factions emerge like they always do. And eventually, the movement spends more time fighting itself than what they were meant to do in the first place. And that's dangerous, guys. Because while you're crying over whether Notch is allowed into the club or not, the game industry and the world governments too, they're still going to be moving aggressively
Yeah, 'cause they
towards
don't care.
digital-only ecosystems and live service games and, you owning nothing. Those problems aren't just going to magically go away. They're just going to get worse. And this movement's strength is from the fact that it is transcended beyond typical internet division nonsense. I know maintaining unity is hard. Like, I'm Serbian. Like, trust me, I know all about it based on my people's history. But either way, what's happening right now, it's an optics war. Like, where you have these logical people saying that we need all the help that we can get. And then you got these idiots saying, but certain people will damage the credibility of the movement. Well, there won't be a movement unless we do something. So stop
Yeah, 'cause it's
complaining
gonna kill the
and start
movement.
helping already. And then there's also the irony of this too, because the games industry probably benefits when movements fracture internally like this. Well, they do that. That's not even like an if. Because a divided movement is easier to ignore and to dismiss and discredit. And that's why internal
disband.
conflicts like this can be so damaging so quickly. At the end of the day, the central issue hasn't changed, all right? Games are still going to be disappearing. Servers are still going to be shutting down. Players are still going to lose access to products that they paid for, and no amount of online infighting changes that reality. So, I plead to everybody watching this, please push your politics to the side when it comes to this. Stand in unity and realize if we start divided on something as important like this one is, then we've already lost the fight. I don't care who gets involved, okay? All voices are needed. Right now, if you're too worried about Notch or whoever, there might not even be the ability to voice your concerns online if these things keep getting worse. So please, share this video if you can. Thanks for being here. Subscribe if you'd like to. And please stop fighting with each other.
Alright. That's the end of the video. I'm going to link this video down in the description below. Please show it some love, share it to your friend, and show this man some support. He deserves it. And, I hope we can stop fighting. Reality is we need to stop fighting, and we really need to get on the same page. Notch should be allowed. no matter if you disagree with the person or not, they should be allowed to help and support this cause. Because at the end of the day, this helps the majority of the people. And like, just don't be selfish and just try to like sabotage it because you yourself don't agree with one person or something like shit like that. It's fucking stupid. But hey, thank you guys for watching the video. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and hey, comment down below. Let me know what you like or anything I need to change. I have now a Discord. I have Twitch. You can always go check me out there as well. But catch y'all next time.